What's up, y'all? Let's get into a reading vlog, okay? It is Friday, January the 11th. It is probably about 5:30, 6 o'clock in the evening. I'm home from work and it's time to start a 3-day weekend. So what better thing to do than vlog my reading during a 3-day weekend, right? I thought about this after I created my goals for this year. Well, I'll say this. One of my goals is to do more reading vlogs, right? And I thought about it that I get a 3-day weekend every month of the year with the exception of March and August. So if I do one reading vlog at least for every 3-day weekend, I think I'll reach, be good on that goal, right? So that's what I am going to do. And this weekend will be full of graphic novels. If you saw my library haul a few weeks ago, then well, it wasn't a few weeks ago. When was that? That was the first video of 24. So if you saw that one, I checked out a lot of graphic novels from the library. And since then, I've had 4 more to come in. So I'll show you all my stack that I plan to get to. But I am also reading slash listening to Music of the Ghosts. This one is one of my books that I chose for the Read Your Bookshelf Challenge. So I'm reading it and I'm listening to it. I'm only 45 pages into it. And by the way, it being the 11th of the month, y'all, and I've only completed one thing. I'm not really, concerned about that. But yeah, I've only completed one thing so far, and it's the 11th of the new year. But that'll change. No pressure here. No pressure here. So like I said, reading slash listening to this one. Also, we were supposed to have book club last night, but it had to be postponed. I was going to attend book club even though I have not finished the book. So now I have until next Thursday to finish the book, which is good. But I want to get into some graphic novels, so I'll save that till probably around Monday and go ahead and finish the book club book, and it'll be ready for next Thursday. So let me show y'all the stack. So this is it. These are the new ones. Down here are the ones I talked about in that library haul. And I think I shared this one in a library haul too. You see where I am on that one. I'll finish that one this weekend, hopefully. But these are the ones that I got from the library this week. In Limbo, The Golden Voice, Who the F Cares, and Who the F Are You? And these are the 2 that I'm going to start with. And I want to read these tonight. So let's get into it. Shout out to our favorite taco truck being in the area. These tacos were delicious. I pretty much finished Who the F Are You in one sitting. I just had a little left to go. This was so rude to me. I mean, if you don't know how to pronounce someone's name, just ask. And that's the teacher. Ridiculous. This was my favorite right here in the second book. When bookish people meet, that's what this should be titled. Here's another one. This is, you're a bookish kid when your punishment is no library and no bookstore. So if you can't tell, I thought these books were great. I really enjoyed these. I need to look and see what else she got. She's hilarious. It's Saturday morning. I'm still laying in bed. Before I get out of bed, though, I'm going to read this and this. And I'll talk about these in more detail once I'm up. These were so good, y'all. I have got to call or text my niece and tell her to read these. This was so good. So we have Huda is how I'm pronouncing it. I know in the story she was trying to, tell somebody how to pronounce it, and she said shoulda, coulda, woulda, huda. So I don't know if it's Huda, Huda. I just don't want to mess it up, but this was so good. So she's going to the ninth grade and in a new town. She all her life in school she has been the only hijabi. Something happens, and so her family moves to Dearborn, Michigan, which, if I'm not mistaken, I think that Dearborn, Michigan has the highest Muslim population in the US, if I'm not mistaken. So she goes from being the only hijabi to being around a whole bunch of Muslims. So she's now having an identity crisis being in the ninth grade. She's one of, I think it's 5 girls. Yes, because the second one is all about a family road trip to Disneyland and or Disney World, whichever one I'm guessing is in Florida. I don't think, yeah, they said the one in Florida. So whichever one is in Florida. But this was so good. She's funny. She is hilarious. And I really liked it. I really did. So I'm going to ask my niece to read these so I'll have someone to talk about them with. Then I just finished this one in volume 11, so I can't say much about it. I'll just say I continue to enjoy the artwork. I continue to enjoy kind of like the, I guess, social commentary that is brought about in these graphic novels, and just the characters. I continue to enjoy them. Then I finished If We Go Missing. This one was quick, maybe 10 minutes to get through it, but very impactful. So if you don't know, that a lot of indigenous women go missing day to day, and there's no media coverage about it. Same with African American women. There's 2 weeks later they may get some coverage on the news, whereas the counterparts, as soon 15 minutes after they're missing, is plastered everywhere. So 14-year-old Brianna Joney, she wrote a letter to the police chief in her city, and it was If I Go Missing, telling them to humanize us. Don't just say, talk about if drugs was involved, they were part of the what is it, social service system and everything like that. Humanize them because they're humans, right? And it's so funny that when something happens with a person of color, they have to go about humanizing the person as if they're not already human. Because what do? They always go and start talking about the type of life they lived, and then the story turns to that person victim blaming, all the things. So this one was really good. It was impactful. Like I said, maybe 10 minutes to get through this one. And I would recommend it. So I have others here. I was thinking about going to In Limbo, which is another immigrant like story, but I think I'm gonna go with Big Black. I think this one will be up next. It is almost 12 noon on this Saturday, and I'm looking outside. It is such a beautiful day. The only thing Kevin and I have planned is to go and celebrate with my cousin. They purchased a new home, and they're having a housewarming, which made me think about when I purchased my house. It was November of 2012. And then MLK weekend of 2013 is when I had my housewarming. So, yeah, I thought that was cool when I thought about that. So we're going to go over there, help them celebrate. Kevin is actually cooking us some, I might as well say brunch, because literally it's like 11 something, right? So I might as well say brunch. So I'm appreciative of that. I thank God for him cooking, you know? So I'm going to get into Big Black and I'll be back to let y'all know what I think. We're headed to the housewarming party, but you know I never leave home without my book. So I have Big Black with me. I had read a little bit of it and was enjoying it. Y'all, this one here, I have no words, y'all. Whoever was the genius who said, let's start putting, what's the word? Nonfiction. Excuse me, y'all. It's early morning. Put nonfiction in graphic form. Oh my goodness. The genius. I have no words. I'm angry. I'm sad. Yeah, those are the emotions that's cycling right now after reading that. This is what I decided to go with next. I saw this graphic novel on Belinda's Book Nook channel during Vlogmas, and I looked it up, and it really, piqued my interest. And so, first going in, I can say that the authors, the creators of this, they took their time with this graphic novel. You hear me? Including a playlist, which I am doing the playlist. You start and stop when it tells you to, according as the story is going along. It's 47 songs on here, and so far I can tell you the art is not disappointing at all. It's giving what it needs to give. So I am enjoying this one. What's up, y'all? It's MLK Day. So thankful for that, this day off, and thankful for the work that the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. did for his people. I am thankful for that in his life. So right now I'm headed to brunch with my bestie. I haven't seen her in the new year. So we're going to get us some good brunch. I finished The Golden Voice this morning. Yesterday I was busy with a few things. We're expecting like some inclement weather, possibly. And so me and Kevin wanted to make sure we did, all the grocery shopping and stuff like that. And we hung out yesterday. The Cowboys lost. I mean, an embarrassment of a loss yesterday. And so I read most of yesterday and then finished Golden Voice this morning. I then picked up In Limbo. And at first, when I was getting into it, I was like, I need to put this away. Because I just finished, Who the F Cares and Who the F Are You? And I loved those, right? But they're also like In Limbo, like an immigrant story, and the main character is in the 9th grade and she's going through these changes and things like that. And I was like, do I want to read that type of story again? But I'm going to keep on going with it and finish it probably, when I get home after brunch. But it is sitting right here just in case. My besties, they slow, y'all, so they might be late. And if they're late, that means I got my book on hand to occupy my time. But I just wanted to talk about Big Black. That was a great graphic novel. I learned a lot. I did not know that it took so long for them to get justice for, things that were done to them. And I didn't know how they, the governor at the time, which was a Rockefeller, how he pretty much was trying to use that situation to try to get the presidency and show how tough he is. So they didn't care. They just went in there and killed hostages. Just as long as those inmates recognize that they can't continue to rebel, we don't care who we kill. That's the vibe. That's what they gave, which was crazy. And then to torture these men, me and Kevin and I had a conversation about the prison system, as I was reading that. And it's, and I think I said this too, like, humanity. My gosh. I say, like, prison is not doing, this is the main point when me and Kevin was talking. Prison is not doing what it was supposed to do. Rehabilitate. It's not doing that. These people are seen as criminals. They go into the system. They essentially serve their time. And then they're still forever labeled criminals because they have to continue to put that on job applications, housing, and things like that. So the system is just constantly like, no second chances for you. And when we put you in there, we didn't give you any tools. But anyway, that was Big Black. I highly recommend that one. I'm so glad I read that one, as well as The Golden Voice. Reading another story based in Cambodia, which I didn't even think about that when I'm listening to Music of the Ghost, thinking about which, by the way, the audio book, they pronounce the author as Vade Ratner. I've been saying Vade Ratner for years. So, yeah. But another story based in Cambodia, which that was excellent. The thoughts to put in, though, the soundtrack and everything like that with the story, so good. And just reading about her, I never heard of her. The music sounded great. Just to know her story and her family story I'm just so glad I read that one. That one was excellent. And then, so now I'm on to In Limbo. I think I have rambled enough in this clip. My goodness. All right, what's up, y'all? Checking in. How about my 3-day weekend turned into a 4-day weekend, because I am off work again today. It's already past noon. I just been chilling, watching YouTube. I'm about to finish In Limbo, and then I'm going to go ahead and finish Josephine Baker. That's what my plans are for this afternoon. Yesterday, I spent the whole evening by myself because Kevin went and checked on his mom. And he stayed over there, since the weather was crazy. We just got ice, it's Alabama. So that's how that goes. Here's the 2 graphic novels that I did not get to over the weekend, as well as I did not go back to Josephine Baker. So I'm still about halfway in that, and I didn't get a chance to touch these 2. So, of course, they'll get read, but just not in this vlog. What's up, y'all? I'm leaving the house for the first time in 48 hours, I would say I've been in the house. I told y'all my 3-day weekend turned into a 4-day weekend. And then today, my office delayed opening until noon. So it's almost noon and I'm about to go into the office. I came close to saying, you know what, let's just scrap this day as well and start fresh on a Thursday. I love Thursdays. But no, I need to go on in and get some things done. So I had a great reading weekend. Didn't finish everything, but still a lot of reading done. The only book that I haven't discussed that I finished is In Limbo. I really liked the artwork in that one. It was really good. However, it was a little bit sad. We did follow, this was a memoir, so we followed her from freshman year of high school through to college, if I'm not mistaken. And she faced a lot because she had things going on in her home. She had things, you know, being different. Being a teenager and being different is like the worst thing ever. So she talked a lot about that and things that she faced. Also, there was an instance of attempted suicide discussed in there as well. So, warning for that. But I'm glad I read it. Like I said, her artwork is just beautiful. It is a beautiful graphic memoir. And I'm sure she's glad that she has shared her story. So, that was In Limbo. So all of those books will be going back to the library at some point this week. I'm waiting on some books that are new releases to come out. So that's it. Other than that, I'll just be reading what I have at home. What I'm currently reading is still Listening to Music of the Ghosts. And I'm almost finished with Fatty Fatty Boom Boom. Less than 100 pages to go. And tomorrow is the book club meeting. So I'm going to end this reading vlog here, y'all. I hope you all enjoyed it. I definitely did enjoy it. And I will see you all in my next video. Bye, y'all.